There has to be something. At that point I knew what was going on. She began to feel down there, and I simply froze. I didn't know what to do. Part of me felt that letting her do this would be disrespectful to my dad, but part of me was too afraid to do anything. As I heard the sound of the zipper, I stopped her. I just stormed out the room. I didn't say anything to her. The next time I saw her, we just acted like nothing ever happened. She still stayed at the house, though, because over the last 3 years, she had gotten used to living there and acting like she owned it. And even though I officially owned it, I was always away at college and only visited my dad's old house once every couple of months. And even then, it wasn't to see Grace, but to see my cousins who lived just a few miles away. I downplayed the fact that it was really my house. And over the months, I think Grace gradually forgot that she really had no legal right to the house. She probably believed that sooner or later, because I never asked her for any of the hundreds of thousands of my dad's dollars that she now had, that I was somehow independently wealthy and would just give up my house to her. When she started dating some new guy only 5 months after my dad was in the ground, I was furious. When I came home from college after graduating reading, she and her new boyfriend, some sleazy-looking dude named Ivan, who was also from El Salvador, were acting like I was a guest in my own house and that they owned it. I played along. Grace told me she gave away my PlayStation 5 to Ivan's cousin because I'm too old to play video games. Not my PS5. Not the one thing my father gave to me. I was done with her. I decided to come up with a plan. I quickly changed all my network passwords that same day. I smiled, but I knew what I had to do eventually. She also said that she and Ivan were getting married. I can't mourn your father forever, honey. She wanted to move on in life. So, I thought I would do the same. I told her that I graduated college and already secured employment with a local firm and will soon find a new place to live. She looked thrilled, although it was likely due to the fact that I would have a new place to live. Then, in a patronizing way, she tells me and Ivan are off to our honeymoon. Can you watch my house for me? You mean my house? Sure. I live here, so it shouldn't be a problem. She scoffed at me. What a beach. When they left for their trip, I immediately put out advertisements, offering to lease my house. I hired movers and had all of Grace's furniture and possessions boxed up and put into a storage rental facility. I rented to a wonderful young family, a barrister and a schoolteacher wife and their 2 preteen children. They pay me their first and last month's rent and sign a lease for a year. I warn them about my crazy stepmom who thinks this is her house, but I present them with contact information to my lawyer, the same lawyer my dad retained in case they need any assurance that I'm on the level. I also gave my lawyer the information about the storage facility, including the fact that I generously paid 4 months of storage in advance, which is a whole month longer than Grace's check. I then found a great apartment in the city near my new place of work. There I met a woman in a restaurant frequently at night after a long workday. We have been dating 6 months now and are engaged to be married. Grace, of course, tried to shriek and cause trouble when she realized she got kicked out of my house. But my lawyer quickly shut her mouth without my having to ever speak to her garbage face again. From what I heard, now that she lost her only family and lost her place to live, she and her trash husband were forced to move back to their home country, El Salvador, and I assume they're blowing through my dad's money and will soon be broke. So maybe Grace will go and try to exploit some other lonely man into giving her his money. Speaking of money, the house that I rent generated so much money that I not only am able to help pay for my cousin's college, but I moved into a larger apartment of my own together with my fiancée. I love my job, but really, I could survive solely on renting my dad's old house. And to think, if Grace had only been cooler and nicer, I might have let her stay at the house just to be a good sport. But, no, she had to act all proprietary. So, I had to make her homeless as a wedding gift.